How's it going, everyone? It's Abdallah here, bringing you guys another exciting episode of Animal Crossing tips and tricks tutorial videos for New Horizons. Today's video is all about Feng Shui and lucky items. We are going to dispel all of the misinformation floating out there on the internet about whether or not Feng Shui in your main room of your house gives you external luck within the game, such as helping you out with turnip prices, random item spawns, rare fishes, rare villagers, rare mystery islands. All that stuff is going to be solved today. Oh my gosh, I'm ready for it. Anyway, thanks so much for being here. If you guys didn't already subscribe for the latest and greatest Animal Crossing New Horizons content, make sure you guys do so. It takes one quick second to do. And definitely take a look at the main channel page. We've got videos such as the real and fakes for Jolly Red. We even went as far as made a haunted paintings video, which exists in the game. True. Anyway, let's talk about Feng Shui, shall we? So, as you guys can see, Feng Shui is absolutely confirmed in the game, and it shows it right over here. When yellow furniture is situated to the west, well, that's just good Feng Shui, Abdallah. Very nice work with placing your lantern, right? Because it's obviously that. So, now, if you guys have been around the block with Animal Crossing, you know what Feng Shui is. Now, I've been playing Animal Crossing since the GameCube one, and you should see my GameCube house. It's got literally all of the Feng Shui elements. Red on the east, green on the south, yellow on the west. And since I didn't have any confirmation of whether or not that's true within Animal Crossing New Horizons, I did the exact same thing, taking a look at my red sofas. I have the green washer machines, and I even went so far as to put some things on the wall. And then right over here to the west, I've got my yellow lanterns and yellow things on the wall. And then since I knew that the lawn gnomes were a lucky item in the previous Animal Crossing games, I filled my entire first room with them, expecting to get the best outcomes within the game. But what if I told you that it's all hogwash? It's all misinformation. Yeah, we're going to figure that out right now. So, I'll give you guys a quick example of what exactly Feng Shui is from the official guide. Now, this is the official guidebook over here on page 245. Now, it tells you really all about what a Feng Shui bonus is. And that's really going to be the long and short of it, everything I said about lining up east, south, and west with the certain colors. But it's more along the lines of giving you score for the HHA scoring, if you really want to go that far and get that. It shows over here you can only get a total of 1,500 points per Feng Shui. So that's interesting. For a room, 1,500, if you have just like one yellow item, one green item, one red item, it's decent. But who's playing for HHA scoring? There's going to be a bunch of you guys that are going to be playing for the highest possible HHA scoring. That's cool. Have fun with it. There's going to be a majority of us that are going to be like, all right, well, I want the most HHA scoring, so I get the max gold HHA trophy, which is going to be listed as one of the lucky items in the later on of the video. So there's most of us that are going to be like, well, give me all the rewards, and then I can care less about forcing me to put a red item over here or a yellow item there. Like, forget that. So if you think about it, if you're going for scoring, then cool, Feng Shui may help you out with an additional 1,500 per times whatever rooms you have. But now we can get rid of all this nonsense in all of our towns and homes. Like, we don't have to do it anymore. It's so great. Anyway, let's take a look. I'm going to give you guys a small example of all the misinformation that I've seen on the internet. And it's actually very, very scary, because I'm over here trying to give 100% of the facts every single time. And if I'm wrong, I'll absolutely admit it. So anyway, coming over here, typing in Animal Crossing Feng Shui, and then the first hit that comes up is going to be this Animal Crossing wiki. You know what? Not knocking the people that contribute to this at all, but there's still a lot of misinformation that has to be reflected, especially for the sudden influx of all the players that are out here right now. Animal Crossing has never been popular. So coming over here, yes, Feng Shui, yes, these are absolutely correct. When it starts getting cloudy, it's right over here, because it's saying more along the lines of like taking the older functions of Feng Shui and then assuming that it's in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and that's not the case. So this is a prime example of how it is completely false for Animal Crossing New Horizons if you've played the game. So it says that high amounts of yellow will increase the player's chance of getting more bells from a money rock, which is absolutely 100% false, considering the fact that you get the exact same amount provided you hit it 8 times, or whatever many times it is. So yeah, that's weird. And then this right over here is going to be a picture that says, hey, if for green, you're gonna get overall luck. Red, you're going to get more item luck. And then this is over here saying you're gonna get more DIY recipes. if you do all that stuff. So DIY recipes are only in Animal Crossing New Horizons. So again, and then of course placement, that's perfectly fine. Absolutely. All this stuff is right? These are absolutely correct. All these items over here, they're from the previous games. There's no such thing as an R-Wing in Animal Crossing New Horizons yet. So that's just going to be a dead giveaway. Same thing, color guide, half of these items don't even exist in the new one. Same thing with all these guys. And then right over here, this is a header that says color guide for Animal Crossing, which is the GameCube one. That's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. But it needs to be told that, this isn't true. Animal Crossing New Horizons Feng Shui, how to decorate. I'm sorry, Mr. James McClaw, but this is a terrible article. Oh, anyway. So he's like, what are Feng Shui bonuses? All right. So he's like, here, according to this forum post, and if you actually open up this forum post, it's a forum post from like 2013. Yeah, you can see that right over here. Yeah, edited June 2014. Decrease the cost of art appearing in Red's tent. Like, are you kidding me? You can't just assume. You can't assume that. Anyway, so yeah, this one's kind of garbage. According to this guide in 2015, no, do you know anything? Like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to badmouth him, but he needs to update his article if this is going to be the second thing that pops up. Anyway, next thing over here is another one. This one's going to be Game 8. I like a lot of these sites have good information, but there's a lot of misinformation on these. So this one's another one where it's just like, hey, what are you doing with all this stuff? So this is it. And it's like the guides are feeding off of each other. One person's like, oh, hey, you know what? I made this thing over here. And therefore, let's just put it on the other one. And then like the wiki editors at the previous one are like, oh, that's real. Let's just copy paste that. And this is the dead giveaway right over here, right here. The table above is a result of each team member who specializes in one Feng Shui color, popping 10 balloons. This has not been proven to be accurate, but we believe that Feng Shui and luck affect the rates of balloon content. Are you kidding me? How do you put this? How do you publish this without your findings of all this stuff? Like, you can't do that. Oh, it's such a joke. And then last but not least is going to be this one right over here. Feng Shui, the Wikipedia. Yeah, this one doesn't even have anything. This is probably the best one. This is probably the best one because it doesn't give you guys any misinformation. Okay, so enough about that, about focusing about how much misinformation there is in there within Animal Crossing. So how exactly are you supposed to test luck in the game? And that's where it brings us to my next point of the video is, how do you test luck? Do you have a one-room house that's completely empty on an account? And do you have another house that has full Feng Shui, all on the walls with red and green and yellow, all that stuff? But then how do you test out turnip prices on that stuff? Is that just dumb luck and RNG? Are you going to go 365 days of non-Feng Shui versus Feng Shui and then correlate the data? Are you going to do the exact same thing about popping 100 balloons with each of the accounts? Are you going to do the same thing with rare islands and which mystery islands you fall upon? I mean, there is a new patch right now that eliminated some of the islands that we used to have access to. What about rare fish and rare bugs and Jolly Red's inventory, fakes versus reals? What about reactions from villagers or the probability of any of that stuff? How do you test luck within the game? You don't. But you're going to have to reach out to another person by the name of Ninja. You guys know him, right? You guys know him. He's one of the famous data miners for Animal Crossing New Horizons. I kid you not. I was having a conversation with him in Discord about all this stuff. And he's confirmed that there is no luck in the game outside of HHA, based off of what he's looked at in the coding. And there's going to be another dead giveaway, which is going to be this right here. This is the Japanese guidebook. The Japanese guidebook right over here gives a lot of information. It's absolutely correct on the scoring. But this thing right here in yellow with the warning sign, it says, hey, heads up, in the previous Animal Crossing, Feng Shui affected luck rates of everything. But now, only in Animal Crossing New Horizons does it only affect the HHA scores. And that is the nail in the coffin. And of course, when I saw that, I reached out to Ninja. I'm like, hey, what's the deal? How does it work? And he explained to me that the different items within the game all have a particular field, or they have a bonus parameter on them. So that means that if it's a specific lucky item, it'll have the luck parameter. If it's a fall item, it'll have the fall parameter, or winter, spring, summer. It may have all parameter or it may have none, based on scoring and scoring only. And he's confirmed that with the data in there. So taking a look at this thing, that's really the nail in the coffin for it. You guys can do your translations on your own. Rough translation is more along the lines of, you know, the influence of seeing luck is for Happy Home Academy only. So that's only for the scoring. So, dang, guys. Dang, that's insane. So now that leaves us to what exactly is going to be luck within the game. Now, I talked to you guys earlier about reclaiming your spaces over here, putting all this stuff away, and actually maybe using some lucky items. Now, it hasn't been, at the time of recording, there's about 16 items within the game, and it's going to update here and there. We're going to get updates for this game, but at the time of recording, there's about 16 lucky items that are coded within the game as having a luck status. Now, according to the guidebook, whenever you have one lucky item within your room, it gives 777 points towards your HHA score. But does that necessarily mean that there's not other things within the game drawing from that particular value of if you have a lucky item in your house? That information is unknown, but for right now, I'm going to completely reclaim my entire room, and I'm going to show you guys all of the 16 lucky items, guaranteed lucky items within the game. Now, whether or not that luck is based out of outside of your house, that's to be determined. So give me a minute, I'm going to fix this up. This is my room. I love the boxing flooring and the animated boxing wall that matches it. This is exactly what we're looking like over here. These are all of the 16, as of the time of recording, items that are lucky within the game. Now, they did mention that as long as they're not duplicates, and that really only goes for one specific thing where you can fill up and maximize your luck, and that's going to be the character portraits. If you guys didn't know, historically in Animal Crossing, if you keep on talking to villagers, giving them gifts, just overall being their best friend, their end reward is giving you a photo of themselves. No, I'm not talking about the posters that you're going to get by scanning in their amiibo card. No, there's a framed photo. Now, each of these has its own coding name. So, that being said, the more villagers you get in your town, the more best friends you become, the more of these photos you can collect, the more you put up in your room, the luckier room gets. Because there's not a duplicate of this one unless you have the exact same fauna one. So keep that in mind. That's the only one that you can duplicate and get even more points. So, other than that, I'll give you guys a quick tour of what's going on in the room. Up on top over here, we do have the gold wreath. Gold wreath is actually really fun. That's going to be a DIY, and it's going to take you a lot of different gold roses in order to make it. Next up over here is the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch. We've seen that from our crown spinning days. Of course, you guys have access to this in the Nook Mile shop. Over here is going to be a koi fish too. You'll see the koi fish. You can catch that. Of course, look up when those things come out. Next up is going to be a pop-eyed goldfish. He's in that little bowl over there. That's kind of cute. I like him a lot. Over here is going to be three things. You'll see a candlestick, a golden candlestick. I like this one. So you guys can do that. This one is going to be the crescent moon chair, as seen from my video in the zodiac items and or the space items. Get the crescent moon chair. Next up is my favorite lucky item. It's called the gold lucky cat. The gold lucky cat actually is based off of a DIY recipe in which you'll need a regular lucky cat for it. Believe it or not, the regular lucky cat is not coded as a lucky item within the game. So if you have one of these from Gulliver, find someone who has the gold lucky cat recipe, give them the cat, drop them a tip, of course, and then get that golden lucky cat back so that you guys can be better off with luck within the game. Now, next up is going to be the 3 trophies available. The first one is going to be the bug trophy, available from the bug off a little bit later on in the year. This one is the fish trophy, available from the fishing tournament. And last but not least, this is the HHA golden trophy. Remember I talked to you guys about people playing HHA a little bit differently? I'm honestly going to be the guy that says, hey, I want to get my max points for HHA, so I get this mailed to me, and then you're not going to tell me anything about how I'm going to design my own house. So that's kind of a one and done. Let me know in the comments if you guys are the exact same way. All right, moving up, we have the kanji shirt. This one's a little fun one. That's a little kanji shirt right over there. It comes in 4 different colors. It's coded as actually lucky. I'm not really sure if you can put the pink one, the blue one, and the black one next to each other to multiply and not consider duplicating. I'm just going to throw one over there for that sake. Next up over here is the ring. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but it is a ring, and it comes in different colors within the game, so that's cool. I got like a golden topaz or something. All right, another one is going to be a lucky item from Gulliver. This is the katana. As we can see here, katana is there. It comes in different colors, so individual colors may vary. Gold doesn't necessarily have to be the color for it. So that's it. If you guys remember Bunny Day, which I know you still do, this is the Zipper T Bunny end game kind of reward. It's the little wobbly thing. So I like that. And then last but not least is the gigantic robot that you'll be able to see within the game, made from a whole bunch of different parts. I think I may have that DIY recipe floating around. Yeah, it's like a giant robot. It was really hard to make. Rusted parts you had to get from Gulliver. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, here we go. I actually crafted one. So that was it. You need one rocket, a Celeste recipe, gold armor, really hard to find, rusted part, iron nuggets, and then 10 gold nuggets in order to make that robot hero. So, guys, that's it. I want to say Feng Shui luck within your room is completely and 100% debunked. Spread the word. Make sure you guys share this video, because you guys can raise your hand in the comments right now. How many people's houses have you walked into where you see a whole bunch of red stuff on one side, a whole bunch of green stuff on the bottom, yellow stuff on one side? You know you've been to people's houses like that. So make sure you guys share this video with them, because we have put the nail in the coffin. It is done. It is over with. Feng Shui does not equate to luck. Now, the only thing that's in the air is whether or not these lucky bonus items have any specific luck outside of your main room. That's going to be the only thing that we don't have an answer on. So here's hoping that the data mine team can take a look in the code and see what references the HHA status of lucky within the entire coding of the game. And until we find that answer, we're going to leave this as unfinished, unfortunately. But I don't think there's going to be anything wrong with me leaving my room like this. I honestly like this, and I need a new name for my pet koi and my pet pop-eyed goldfish. So if you guys have watched this video until the very end, comment in the comment section below what the name of my koi and pop-eyed goldfish are going to be. But that's going to be it. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You guys know me, I strive for the most science in Animal Crossing, and I can't stand for misinformation. So do me a favor, share the video with a friend, make sure you get more people on board with it. It's going to be a great time. If you guys want to watch even more Animal Crossing tips and tricks tutorial videos, click right over here. You'll be able to see the playlist, and you can see the newest video on my channel that way. Join the Discord, where we have a whole bunch of fans talking about Animal Crossing and trading amongst themselves, and shout outs to all the members and subscribers of this video. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.